Hello and welcome to Kinesiology 186, or Human Movement. My name is Toni Marie Burkhalter, and I'm going to share the wonders of the anatomy and physiology of the human body. Anatomy, or the structure of an organism, is very important. It differentiates each species and the individuals within each species. Physiology, or the functions of those said structures, is possibly even more important than your anatomy. After all, if your body didn't complete its basic physiological functions, it'd be impossible for you to live without significant help from modern medicine. Did you know that one of the main signs of life is movement? And if something doesn't move at all, externally or internally, scientists have a hard time categorizing that organism as alive. Movement is essential to life, and if a sedentary lifestyle takes over an organism, health complications are sure to follow. Across your lifespan, the way you move changes. When you're born, you had to learn how to roll over, crawl, and walk. However, as you age, it gets harder to do these things, and you often have to reduce your movement or train your body so it becomes a little easier to control your muscle behavior. As you grow and mature, so does your muscle control, which refers to how our bodies physically produce movement. Muscle control varies due to a person's stage of development or due to how much someone has trained to get that level of muscle control. To improve motor control and manage your movement, you have to go through motor learning. It's just like learning to ride a bike. It takes a while to learn, but with training, it becomes second nature. Over the years, biking will become easier, and you may even use your newfound skills to race. However, despite developing over time, there is a very different range of movement in the average young and old populations. For example, as older populations continue to age, they have more difficulty with motor control. But on the flip side, as you look at a very young population, such as infants, they can also struggle with motor control. So, at either end of the age continuum, there can exist unique challenges in movement. Infants need to learn how to walk, while older individuals may need to maintain balance and strength to continue walking without as much difficulty. If balance or strength are compromised, someone may require a little help from another source, such as a cane. But even when looking at a healthy young adult, someone who participates in an active sport, such as surfing or boxing, often has an increase in movement potential compared to someone who chooses a sedentary lifestyle. So, motor skills can vary according to personal motor development, which in turn produces additional anatomical complexity and variability. Everyone has the same basic blueprint for their body. However, due to the synergistic effects of genetic and conditioning, certain traits favor certain individuals. For example, if a child is born into a family of skilled swimmers, it's been demonstrated that the child has a higher potential to be a good swimmer. On the other hand, a child born from a sedentary family who never excelled in sport may have a harder time with those same motor skills. But there's hope, and that individual should still strive to have an active lifestyle. In fact, with conditioning and motor development, that child from a sedentary family could still end up being a better swimmer than the child from the swimming family. Anatomical individuality, adaptability, and connectivity make each one of us unique, and we continue to make our anatomy even more distinctive through the influence of our lifestyles. Our bodies adapt to the stresses that they're placed under. So, if we dive into the basics of your body, you will learn that you are composed of tens of trillions of cells that collectively create your tissues, which together allow for your functional organs that are organized into organ systems which cooperatively make up you. But before we get into the details of the tissues that make you move, let's go over the primary tissue types. Epithelial tissue protects and lines your body. Muscle tissue produces force. Nerve tissue allows your body to communicate with itself. And connective tissue, well, it connects the other structures of your body together. Now, let's get on to the topic of which tissues allow scientists to label you as alive. Like I said earlier, movement is essential to life. With that in mind, simply put, at the gross anatomical level, your muscles and connective tissues allow scientists to easily state that you're alive. Your muscle tissues are like the little glucose and oxygen-powered engines in your body that keep you as a person running and functioning. There are three types of muscle tissues. Cardiac muscle in your heart that keeps your blood pumping, Smooth muscles line your internal organs and aid in their involuntary movements. And last but not least, skeletal muscles, which are the most important muscles to understand in this class. The 600 plus skeletal muscles in your body produce all voluntary movements, but skeletal muscles provide voluntary movement with the help of connective tissues and other tissues. There are also 3 types of connective tissues that significantly aid in our voluntary movement: tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. Tendons connect skeletal muscle to bone and can allow a muscle contraction to move a bone. Next, we have ligaments connecting bone to bone, ensuring that your bones don't disconnect. And lastly, we have cartilage, which can either be flexible or hard. Cartilage is found in places ranging from your ears to the discs between your vertebrae and often aids in protection. All of these structures work together to provide movement and life. So next time you move, make sure you thank your tissues.